Welcome back to the Mark III's, the Mini of Doom. So, obviously I fitted the fuel tanks. They were the original fuel tanks. Didn't think anything of it. Had them powder coated. I've literally just gone to put petrol in the left-hand tank, and this happened. I've got holes. There's a load of pinholes in here, which is an absolute nightmare. I don't know whether you can see them. Probably can. They are all pinholes. Oh, what a nightmare! Damn it! So, new tank then. Damn. Have I got a spare tank? Have I got a spare tank? So, today I was going to plan on turning that over and maybe starting it, but that's obviously gone out the window now. So let's get Phil fired up for the next job. Batteries in, fuel pump works, no fuel though. Got a spark, got oil pressure. Yeah, so we're all good. Once I sorted the fuel tank out and actually got fuel to it, I think it's going to start. So yeah, that's a big relief. Oh dear me, the drama continues. So, I've actually got holes in both my tanks. So I can only assume when they were sent off for powder coating, because they weren't leaking when I took them out. So that's the left-hand tank. You can see where it's been leaking from, and that is the right-hand tank. There's all little pinholes here, pinholes there. What an absolute nightmare. Damn it. And you know what? Guess how much the tanks are? They are £350 each. Damn. Damn, damn, damn. Right, I'll see you in about a week. I've got my fuel tanks. I'm just going to ponder with them this weekend. On reflection, you know, it's probably not factory satin or matte finish, but I could key them up, spray them with a bit of Hammerite satin paint, but is anyone going to care? Is anyone ever going to look in the boot and say, oh, that's a bit of the wrong texture on that? I don't know, I'll ponder on that one. So then I can get the tanks in and then I'll get it fired up. The last thing I was talking about was the fuel tanks. So my mate Dan went up to Mini Spares and picked them up for me. Brought them back. I did show you the finish on them wasn't great, and I toyed with the idea of sending them off to be blasted and powder coated, because the finish, I just wasn't happy with the finish on them. I mean, they looked a satin-ish finish, but it was just a bit, don't know, what, they weren't smooth. So so what I've actually done, I've rubbed them both back with some priming sandpaper that I use for the bodywork, and just sprayed them with a Hammerite satin black, and they've come up probably better than if I'd had them powder coated. So I'm really happy with them. So I'll just show you them. So probably difficult to see how well they've come out, but so I'll give them quite a heavy sand, not back to bare metal, but they've actually come out for, I think they've come out really well. They've not got the roughness on them, they're smooth, and they're definitely a satin finish. Obviously that's the other side. It was very close. I used 2 full cans, and everywhere had 2 coats, but I put an extra sort of coating on these bits, just because that's the bit you're going to see most. I literally ran out just as I finished this one, so you can probably see it probably could have had another flurry of paint over that, but the bits you really see are these bits here. So I know you see a bit of this, but it's, I say they've had 2 full coats, but I just put a 3rd coat on these bits here. So I'm going to get the sender in, get them fitted, and then hopefully I can get the car, get petrol in them and get the car fired up. So yeah, I'll bring you back in once they're fitted. And oh yeah, so if you remember a few videos back, maybe I ordered some battery maintainers, chargers, the topped on Tornadoes. They actually sent Tornado 1200 when I paid for Tornado 4000s, which is what Keith's got one of them, and the options on it wasn't very good, so I sent them back, and almost 3 weeks later I've got the Tornado 4000. So I'm just going to stick them both on the 2 batteries that are giving me a bit of grief, and maybe they'll come back to life. I don't really want to be buying more batteries, but yeah, so I'll get on with this and I'll come back to you soon. Well, lovely jubbly. First time it's been fired up in 3 years. So I'm just going to run through a few bits. Wasn't all plain sailing. Right, so obviously the last time I was on here, it was getting the fuel tanks in, which are now done. They seem to be leak free, which is good. Well, I say leak, they seem to be leak free. The tanks are leak free, it's just all the pipe work. What is that? So I assume that burning is just burn off from the exhaust and stuff. So right, yeah, so that's all good. So got the tanks in. I had previously turned it over and I had sparks, and it was turning over. Obviously I didn't have the fuel tanks in, so couldn't put fuel in it. And then so tried starting it up, and it was not turning. Well, it was turning over, but it was not firing. I've got a lot of electrical issues, hence why the multimeter's in there, or the voltage meter, whatever you called it. So yeah, so where do I start? So why wouldn't it start? So I checked all the fuel lines. I checked that the pump was working, the fuel pump. I checked that there was fuel getting to the carbs, and there was. I tried putting brake cleaner down. That wasn't working either. And I then thought, right, well, the only thing that I've done differently is I've had the carbs refurbed. So they were sent off, obviously come back all refurbed. I don't think they were set up at all, even at a baseline. So probably why it's revving so high. So took the I forget what they're called, the plungers out, if you like, and whether you can see this or not, let's put it on a bit of white. So this is the one that I took out. I don't know how well that comes up. No, that wasn't the one I took out, that was the one I took out. Can you see the scratches on that? Now, when I took that out, I thought, right, well, I've got some old carbs here, so I'll put a different plunger in. And I could feel resistance as I was pushing it into the dash pot, like it was scratching. So then I took the dash pots off. This one was okay. This one had something inside it. I don't know what it was. I can't say it was like it before they went for refurb, because I just didn't touch them. So then I basically had to get something in forgive the if it's the wrong terminology, but the dash pot tunnel, we call it at the moment. I put a screwdriver in there and I could feel sharp bits in there, and then so I put a bit of oil in it, got my gun cleaner brush and give it a good sort of brushing through, and kept cleaning it out with brake cleaner, and I was getting all kinds of things coming out of it. See these little bits of rust here? I was just getting little bits and pieces like that out of it. So cleaned it all out, put it back on, and because what was happening, I was putting my finger in this one, and I can lift up the dash pot, and it was sliding back down, but this one was sticking, and so when I took that out and then I lifted it, it wasn't sticking. So a bit more oil, a bit more cleaning, and it seems to be okay now. I'm not 100% yet. So then I thought, great, right, that's probably resolved that. Turned it over again, nothing, just wouldn't fire. So I did have old spark plugs in it. Don't worry about this oil, I just haven't screwed the rocker cover on properly, so that's just oil coming out of there. It will clean up. So then it was old plugs on it, and so I thought, right, change the plugs, might be that. And then tried again, no joy. Message Keith, what's going on? You know, can you have any ideas? He suggested undoing the distributor and turning it either way to see if the movement either way would help it fire. Before I did that, because when I took the distributor off, I've got markings on it from when Swiftune did the original build, and I made sure I didn't clean those markings off, so it was there or thereabouts anyway. I then tried again, still not firing, and then I just thought, hang on a minute, have I got the firing order wrong? So looked back on the photos I had when the engine had been built at Swiftune, and I had in fact got the firing order wrong from the distributor to the head on the lead. So first turn of the key, up she goes. So obviously I think the timing needs doing. There's a few issues that I need to just sort of resolve, which I've had enough for today. I've been in all day and I've literally got nowhere really apart from getting it fired up. So yeah, I'll get back to that. So I just wanted to get it started, have a little bit of a run. Coolant levels are fine. I'll check the oil. I just wanted to get things run around the engine. So other issues I've got, bearing in mind it's a Mark III, it's got minimal fuses, so it's got obviously the regulator there, 2 fuses there, and there's 1 fuse there. I've got all my ignition stuff. I've got my front and rear lights. What I haven't got, which I initially had, so I need to find out what the fault is. My interior light's not working. It was. My heater was working, and then now isn't working, then was working, now it's not working at all. So I need to check that. And the wiper motor's not working, or the wiper, there's definitely, the switch is okay, so there's so the wipers aren't working, indicators not working, horn not working, and high beam not working. So, you know, granted I haven't got all the lights connected, and I don't know if that makes a difference. I'll ask Keith in a bit, but so I've got rear lights, brake lights, no indicators, but there's no indicators actually connected yet. The flasher unit, I've put a new one on because I did sort of stick with the old one for now. I can't fathom what the problem is. Horn's not working, temperature gauge isn't working, fuel gauge isn't working. Obviously they were all working before I stripped it all down, so yeah, I need to pick a few brains. So anyway, enough waffling. Really over the moon that that is now running, or well, kind of running. So I'll see you on the next one. Thank you.